First to know, our special guest today is Mr. Rob Fain.
Thank you.
Group, Fain Land and Cattle.
Happy to be here.
I was just out at Prescott Trap and Skeet Club to promote the Boys and Girls Club On Target fundraiser, and I know that's a part of what you guys do. I think you loan them out a little space to. There's some cool dudes out there.
One of the oldest tenants in our portfolio is Prescott Trap and Skeet Club. I think my grandfather put that deal together.
Was he a trap skeet shooter?
Yeah. Well, they're just great people out there, and so you got to give a little space for everybody somewhere.
Yeah. So we're having a fundraiser for the big boys and girls, or putting together teams for a skeet shooting event. So if you're interested, even if you're a novice like me, I hit 1 out of 10 today. Go to the Boys and Girls Club of Central Arizona website to find out more. Having said that, we're here to cover top events and news, and you got something coming up that you want to share.
I do, yeah.
What you got?
Buffalo Wild Wings of Prescott Valley is on its grand reopening with exciting new look and upgrades. I believe this is their third remodel.
Sports upgrade.
That's right. And not only do they aim to improve the aesthetic appeal of Buffalo Wild Wings, but also to enhance the overall dining and experience, your viewing experience. So if you like watching your sports, all your sports, your Olympics, even your pay-per-view fights, Buffalo Wild Wings is your place to go. To learn more, visit Buffalo Wild Wings at .com/menu.
Look at this guy. He's got it down. You also got a couple other events I think you want to talk about. You want to cover, since you're on a massive roll here, 100 Men?
Yeah, 100 Men guy. This is, if you're new to community, if you've been here 6 months, if you've been here a year, if you've been here 5 years, if you call any place of the Quad City your home.
If you're breathing
and you're a man or a woman, you need to come out. August the 21st is 100 Men Who Care and Prescott Women Who Care.
Yep.
And you're going to ask, well, what is this? This is a group of men and women who gather together once a quarter to raise money for various charities in the Quad City. And on the 21st of August, we're going to be debuting St. Vincent de Paul, Catholic Social Charities, and the Salvation Army. And this is all in the lane of emergency aid. If you've ever needed emergency aid, if you needed a bill paid or rent paid or something that your family had a temporary catastrophe that knocked you off balance, any one of these three agencies exist in our communities, and they're there to help these families or individuals in their time of crisis and need. And so they're going to be there August 21st. How to get in is you show up with $100.
$100. That's
$100. I guarantee $100 is going to go to one of those charities that evening. They'll give a 10-minute presentation on their emergency aid, and you'll get a ballot. You'll get to vote on which one you think is moved, touched, and inspired you to maybe get involved, maybe volunteer, maybe even write a bigger check if you're so inclined. But $100 is the minimum entry fee. 100% of those proceeds that we raise that evening will go directly to the charities. Basically 80% will go to one charity, and the other two charities will take 10% that evening.
One of my favorite things, or my favorite thing about this event, is you get to see where your dollars go immediately. And it's literally in an hour and a half, 2 hours. You get to socialize a little bit, but you guys really get to it. And the presentations by the agencies are always really inspiring, because you don't know a lot about a lot of these, because there's so many. But then you hear some of the stories and what these volunteers do that you never hear about. And it makes you want to get involved.
Well, it's a great way to get involved. And if you don't know where to put your time and you're new to community, join 100 Men Who Care or Prescott Women Who Care and become a part of the organization. It costs you nothing other than the $100 per quarter, and you get to bring that money in, go to the charity. We're just a group of men and a group of women who host and put these events together, and we wouldn't be able to do it without our sponsors. So the Prescott Resort and Conference Center is where this next event will be. They're hosting the space and the heavy hors d'oeuvres. Blush and Cactus Photography will be there to take pictures. Helkin and Horn Ad Agency is also helping us with all the promotion of this event, because we want to raise $25,000, $27,000, $28,000 in 1 hour. It's amazing. It's exciting to come and be a part of something like that and make a difference in the community.
So 100 Men Who Care, YC.com/events if you want more information on how to register. Always good to register so we know how many people are coming and make a difference. So thanks for what you do. Why don't you cover, since you're still on this roll, why don't you talk about the Signature Series coming up?
Signature Series is another great event that is held almost once a quarter. Our next event will be September the 5th. It will be on regional and state economic development. Our guest speaker will be the former Governor Doug Ducey, who's going to show up. He's going to talk to us about being an entrepreneur, also his time as governor at the state and what he has done and the policies he put in place to help grow the job base for the state of Arizona. And important for our own communities here locally is regional economic development, because when we can create jobs for our youth who are raised here to be gainfully employed, we strengthen the fabric of our community. So guest hosting with Doug Ducey will be Brad Fain, Sherry Heine with the Prescott Chamber of Commerce, and Darla DeVille with APS and the Prescott Foundation.
And if you want to know more about that, go to communityseniorseries.com and sign up. How many people are registered right now?
Right now, we're about 128. We've got plenty of room. We can go to 200, 300 pretty easy.
Okay.
But it'll be at the Park Collective out here in Prescott Valley. It's a midday event. Doors open at 11. Event starts at 11:30, and you'll be out by 1 o'clock. So call it a long lunch without a lunch, because you're going to learn a lot about economic development.
And again, former Governor Doug Ducey is the guest speaker. Go to communityseniorseries.com and get registered. So speaking of economic development and youth, these podcasts are made possible in part by Yaba College's QUEST Grant. If you want to know more about that, you can go to just Google Yaba College QUEST Grant. They're offering tuition-free certification courses, amongst other things. So if you're looking for a new skill, new degrees, even nursing, check that out. There might be some grant dollars there to cover your costs. So thanks to Yaba College and the QUEST Grant. Doc Holiday night. This is kind of cool. This kind of blew up. So Whiskey Row historian Bradley Courtney came in with Ron Constable Williams, or what do we call him, Ronstable, to talk about something that they discovered. These guys just dig up history all day long, and I know you love a lot of this.
Oh, yeah.
So join the Western Heritage Center on Wednesday, August 14th. They're unveiling a plaque that's going on the side, I guess, Bashford Courts. At that parking lot location used to be it's like a hotel or boarding house back in the day, and this is in the late 1800s. And they've got, I guess, evidence that shows Doc Holliday stayed there with the governor of the territory at the time and a few others. And so there's some new history that they're kind of unraveling, and they talk all about that at the unveiling. And in fact, in the next episode, I think Chasing Mythos on Cast 11 Network, they talk about all the history that they unraveled. And Brad Courtney has written 4 books on the history of Whiskey Row, which I did not know. The dude is like a walking Wikipedia of Western history.
Prescott has a tremendous, deep, rich history. I mean, it is the first state territorial capital.
Yep.
And state capital of Arizona. It was one of the most gold-heavy communities back in the early days. I mean, when the gold rush hit this area, Prescott struck it rich and became the first territorial capital.
Yep.
Our history is super rich and super dynamic, and good for them for putting more light onto it and sharing more of these great stories.
So a really cool history podcast is coming to the Cast 11. It'll be, again, Whiskey Row historian Bradley Courtney and researcher Sue Kissel, who recently learned the exact location of the house where John Henry Doc Holliday lived during his time in Prescott. And that's going to be Wednesday, August 14th from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. for the plaque unveiling, followed by a celebration at the Hacienda Inn in Prescott. For more info, go to visitwhc.org.
Isn't he the one that said, "I'll be your huckleberry"?
I'll be your huckleberry. No, we talked about that.
Yeah, right.
Do you know what the derivation of that comes from?
No, I don't.
We covered this last time. We're going to cover it again because I think it's a great story. A huckle is a handle on a casket.
Oh.
And a huckleberry, I think, comes from hucklebearer, basically meaning I got your back. I'm going to help you out. So when I say I'll be your huckleberry, I got you, I'll cover you.
Yeah.
That kind of term.
Or does he mean he's going to help carry your casket?
Or help carry a casket. Either
like,
way, it's
is
helpful.
it kind of a veiled threat?
Maybe
Okay.
that too. But I think it's more of, I got you covered on this. It may be a hard task, but let's get it done.
Good.
But that's where that comes from. That our research guy helped us with that one. Switching from gunfighting in Western history to the 31st annual Pronghorn Golf Classic coming up August 17th at the Prescott Country Club Golf Course. The event is a day of golf, prizes, raffles, and more. Visit pvchamber.org. Get your foursome. I think we're going to be in it. TGM's got a crew supporting Marnie and what they do in raising funds for the chamber.
Great,
it's pretty
great
cool
golf
stuff. What else do we got going on? You covered a lot. I guess Dancing for the Stars, Boys and Girls Club. You know a lot about this, but you haven't done it yet.
No.
Are you going to do it?
No, that the crown is owned. My brother has the crown for the family, I think we're good. I think we're good there.
You're done, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't compete against that. He had his sleeves ripped off his shirt. And
somebody asked me, I said,
held a dancer up in the air. I'm like, done. He owns the crown.
I could just say my boss has done it. I don't need to do it.
That's right.
It's all good. I'm good. But the Boys and Girls Club, Central Arizona, is proud to announce Season 8 of Dancing for the Stars, Dancing Through the Ages. Dancing for the Stars 24 will feature premiere night and main event VIP reception. Be sure to vote for your favorite dancing duo supporting the kids and Boys and Girls Club of Central Arizona. For tickets, go to dancingforthestars.net.
Super entertaining. If you've never been to Dancing for the Stars and you're new to town, you need to go to dancingforthestars.net. You need to buy your tickets. You will not be disappointed. It is an amazing fundraiser, and it's
pretty cool.
It's super talented, lots of fun to watch, lots of locals, and that's what I think makes it so special.
So how relieved were you when you saw your brother do it, going, oh, this is my out?
I was in shock like everybody else was, just like watching him do that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then his wife danced.
Yep.
Michelle, and she does like backflips. So I was like, can't touch that one.
They're both winners.
Speaking of your brother, Sheriff Rhodes takes Brad Fain on a tour of a new correctional facility on his latest podcast, Living a Good Life. Sheriff Rhodes and Chief Deputy Newnham first give insight into the day in the life of a YCSO deputy. Then Brad Fain takes a ride along to jail. And lastly, Rhodes gives viewers a sneak peek into the new Prescott Criminal Justice Center. You can check that out on cast11.com and just click on the Living a Good Life. You can check out that latest podcast. That's all I got, pretty much. You got anything else?
No, just great town, great community.
Great
get
work.
involved. Get involved. There's lots here for everybody and anybody in town and in community. So just want to really, and what makes this place special are all the people.
Well, great work on 100 Men Who Care. I've been watching you grow that from day one. It's now really becoming, it's like a critical mass. You're really starting to grow it, and you're raising a ton of money. What cumulatively, what's the total right now?
We're just shy about $300,000. We started in 2019, had to shut down like everybody else did for COVID because we're group event oriented.
Yep.
But this year in 2024 will exceed $300,000 raised and donated for worthy charities in the Quad City area.
Great job, man.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you, Ron. That's all we got for First to Know. See ya.